What's up, YouTube? Dan Matheny here. Anyway, I'm going to show how I edit videos. I just made a video a couple hours ago, and I had to wait for my wife to go to work so that way I could record everything because she was talking to our friends, and I needed that time. So, anyway, here I am. We're going to open our menu, go to Multimedia, and the video editor I use is Kdenlive. I had to reinstall an operating system. So, I use Linux. I don't use Windows. I use a video editor called Kdenlive. So what I'm doing right now is I'm inserting other tracks so that way I can be good to go, because I like to have at least 3 audio tracks and 3 video tracks. So that's what I like to do. So we've already uploaded our photos through the phone, and that's how I do it. I record my videos on the phone in case if other people haven't watched before. So anyway, we're opening clips. So basically what we do is, I'm going to hit cancel here. So we go to media, we go to add media, we go to add clip or folder. So it goes to videos, but I want it to go to production. So I have to go home, go to production, go to Linux, and then, of course, the video title is going to be called, this is going to come out first so it doesn't matter. It's going to be called Past, Present, and Arco. So we're going to open both of these. We hold down the Control and Alt key so that way we can select both of these. And of course the video is going to render, so we're going to transcode it. So there we go. We're starting to transcode. So while that's happening, what I do is I gotta install GIMP, so we're gonna do that right quick. Sudo DNF, since I'm in Fedora, install GNU, which is GIMP. So okay, so DNF search. Okay, so it's just a regular GIMP, so that's what it is. So it's just regular GIMP. So we're just gonna sudo DNF install GIMP, because it's going by GIMP as the default. So we'll see. Yep, that's what it's going by. So I'm sorry, I thought I had it installed, but I didn't. But it's still transcoding anyway. So we'll see how that's going. That's going fine. And now we're going to go to GNU Image Manipulator. Takes a minute to load. So it's saying blah blah blah, welcome. I'm going to open my image that I have. So I want this one. We're going to keep it. And of course it's a little bigger, which is fine, which is what we want. And we're going to put some text in there. We're going to change the color. because Arco is kind of red, so we're going to make it red. But anyway, we're just going to make it two different colors, red and green, or red and orange, or whatever. So we'll just do that. So okay, past. Yep. Alright, we hit continue because now this is done. But before we do that, we're gonna go to size right here, and we're gonna make it bigger. Past, present, and Arco. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move that a little bit. So we move an item like this. There we go, and now we're gonna go ahead and go back to alphabet here. We're gonna change the color here. We're gonna change it to like a purple color. That's fine. Present. And Arco. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and do what we need to do right here. So I just wait for that to change so I can move this up. We're going to do this very carefully. There we go. Past, present, and Arco. So let's go ahead and export as PPA. Is what we're going to call it. PPA. And 90's fine. There we go. So we're not going to save the changes because we already exported it, but it would be saved under another format if we did that. So, but we're just going to close that out. We're going to go back to Kdenlive here. And the reason why I did that is just so when we upload it to YouTube, it'll already be there. But now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in a little bit here because I like to make sure I zoom in. Not too much, but just a little bit, just like that. So we're going to stretch this out a little bit. Not too far, but I like to make it 6 seconds instead of 5. So let's just see where that is. That is there we go. We're going to add a title clip now. So what we do is we go to add media. We go to title clip. Then what we're going to do is we're going to change the color on here to orange. We're going to make it 3 different kinds of orange. It's a little too big, so we're going to make it 133. There we go. We're going to make this shadow here. Get ready for an epic shave. So we're going to do that a couple times, about 3 times. So we're going to go ahead and put the text right there. Go to here. Make it slightly darker. So I type it out. I group things together like that. Of course, we want another color. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just lining this up as best I can. I'm going to make it darker. There we go. So that's good enough. So we're going to create the title here. We're going to put it right here. We're going to roll this back a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. And then we're going to do a Dan Matheny production. But before we do that, let's go ahead and put in our effects. And basically what this is I go to utilities. There's different options that you have. We're going to go to let's see what we're going to go to here. Yeah, there's transform, distort, but they're stylized. So we're going to put down cartoon. And we're going to put in I want to do what's depreciated here. So grain is depreciated, but it still looks cool. And yeah, that's going to be good for that. So, you know, and I get the desired effect I want. But I want to fade this in because I want it to be kind of dark. That's what I'm going after, so. Alright, so we're going to add another title clip here. What I like to add is a Dan Matheny production, because there we go. We're going to make the text smaller because that's what we like to do. And then we're going to change the color to yellow. There we go. We're going to create the title. So that's what I normally like to do. We're going to stretch this out a little bit. Actually, no. Yep. So anyway, I deleted what I didn't need because the rest is just junk. So we're going to add the dissolve because there's more transitions there that I like, and that's fine. We're going to add blinds. There we go. And we're going to see how this looks. I haven't added the music yet, but I will add the music.
Good morning, YouTube. Dan Matheny here in St. Mary's, Georgia.
So there we go. But now we're going to add the music because we forgot to do that. But I already got it in downloads. So I downloaded. There we go.
Good morning, YouTube. Dan Matheny here in St. Mary's, Georgia. A Wet Shaving fan.
Alright, so I just select the music I want. I delete this. We're going to fade this in so that it looks better. We're going to cut this out right about here. And then we're going to delete the rest of this because we don't need it. We're going to stretch that out a little bit because we can do that with this video editor when you cut too much off. And then we're going to go to here. We're going to fade it out at 20 seconds. Around 20. So let's see how this looks.
Good morning, YouTube. Dan Matheny here in St. Mary's, Georgia. A Wet Shaving fan.
Okay, so we're going to figure this out with the lighting here. So, stylize. We're going to go to RGB shift, RGBA shift. So, yeah, we're not going to do that, but we'll figure this out here. Yeah, this is hard to... There we go, we don't need it. RGB splitter, let me see this. Nope. But, yeah, we're going a little bit outside the box here today. I normally But here we go. Let's go to tools here. So lens correction, mirror. Yeah, that's not it. So but yeah, we're looking for there we go, video values. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's not what we're looking for. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. Image adjustment, here we go. Color space. Here we go, that'll do.
Good morning, YouTube. Dan Matheny here in St. Mary's, Georgia.
But yeah, that's actually fine. So we're going to go to grain and noise, and we're going to go to scratch lines, film grain. We're going to go to old film. Old film simulator.
Good morning, YouTube. Dan Matheny here in St. Mary's, Georgia. A wet shaving fan. Always. Anyway, today's title is going to be called Past, Present, and Arco. Because today...
Okay, so we're going to add a title clip again. Nope, title clip. So let's go ahead and add the title clip here. Okay, so we're going to do 135. We're going to do past, present, there we go. Past, present, and Arco. We're going to animate it here. We're going to change it to 2 seconds. And animation works by going to animation right here. Edit start clip. Well, you have to be careful because you could easily pull off the letters, so you just want to go to here. And it'll go the opposite way. But that's how I like it. Not everyone likes it the same way, but that's okay. And that's good enough. So we're going to go to create title.
Always. Anyway, today's title is going to be called Past, Present, and Arco. Because today we're going to be using the Arco shave stick. I started out with Arco, so that's why we're going to call it that today. And the shave brush I'm going to be using today is the Peregrino. And there it is. And the razor I'm going to be using today is once again the Parker Solo Edge, because I want to try the blades it came with, which was these Parker half blades. There's 100 of them, so we're going to see how we like them today, because I've never used Parker at all, blade wise.
What I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm going through the video and I'm going to see what I want to take out, what I don't. But I usually pause the video and then I usually cut what I don't need, but I'll show you.
Never, so it's going to be the first time I use Arco. I mean, not Arco, but Parker. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to be using a pre-shave today, because I haven't used a pre-shave in a while. It's going to be the Proraso Green. And the aftershave balm I'm going to be using today is the Cremo Cooling Post-Shave Balm. So that's what we're using, and I got my alum stick right here for when I need it, and I have my witch hazel, which I'm going to be using today. So, alright, I'm going to stop the sink and fill it up with water, and I'll have the pre-shave on, and I'll be right back.
So now what I'm going to do is use the scissors. I select the scissors right here and I'm going to cut this right here. Boom. And I'm going to press play. And cut this out. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just want this space cut out because it's and so now checkerboard small.
The pre-shave on, and I'll be right back. What's up, YouTube? Dan Matheny here, and I'm back. Anyway, I got the pre-shave on, so I'm going to go ahead and wet the stick. So I already have water, and I'm going to rub it in. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm rubbing the Arco in there, and it's a pretty good soap, so. Along with the pre-shave. Alright, that's good. So now we're going to take the brush, get it wet, wet, and go to town.
Sorry about that, guys.
So I hope you guys are having good days today, good morning, and I'm just working in the lather. Yeah, it still works. Still Arco. It's a little different now because I haven't used it in a long time, but it's still the same. But I'm glad I chose the menthol because it smells good with the Arco. Yep, past, present, and Arco. So I started wet shaving almost 10 years ago. And I had just had a mini stroke. I was only 35 years old. I only had a mini stroke and I was depressed. So it kind of got me through a lot of things. You know, wet shaving did, and I'm happy it did. But yeah, just working it in. That's what I do. I work the lather in. And then I shave. We're just working it in. That's going to be good. I know my lather's a little on the wet side, but that's fine because I use pre-shave. But yeah, it's all good. So pass number 1 with the grain. Yep, good old Arco. I'm glad I put the pre-shave on. And I like the combination of the scents with the menthol, Proraso, and the Arco lemon scent. Because I forgot that it was a lemon scent. But when I smelled it, I was thinking Proraso would go with this. And this Parker blade's pretty good. Pretty smooth. I've never used the Parker before, so it's a smooth blade. But alright guys, do you guys want me to do a blade review video or blade review videos where I go over blades even though I've already used them? Or what would you guys like to see? You know, because I'm done with the first pass. I'm just asking that question. I want you guys to think about it while I rinse my face off. So, but I'm going to pause the video. So I'll be right back.
Okay, so it's the same thing. So I basically cut a little bit here. We're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to cut this right there. And we're going to get rid of all this mess because we don't need it. So and then we go to dissolve right here. Choose a transition. Even though I could choose transitions right there, I just decide to use this one because it's simple. So we're going to use box bottom right.
So I'll be right back. Alright YouTube, Dan Matheny here and I'm back. Anyway, I'm going to do my semi against the grain right here on my neck sides, on my neck against the grain, on my sides against the grain. So that's how we do it.
So basically, guys, I'm going through the whole video, watching the whole thing, making sure that there's no other hiccups other than like some of the hiccups I have, and even though the light fades in and out, you know, I know that that's my
But anyway, what are you guys doing today? What are your plans today? I'm just shaving. I'm going to be, you know, shooting another video on how I make videos.
Yep, like what I'm doing right now.
And I'm going to be picking up my son when he's done with school.
Got about 4 hours
So that's
to go.
what I'm doing today. I think that's good. Anyway, tell a little bit of my story again, you know. So I kind of mentioned it. I started wet shaving. I had a mini stroke. This was back around this time, but a little further along. I had had a mini stroke. I had taken my old job back in Shippensburg. There was a guy, his name was Todd Riddle. I met him, and that's how I got into wet shaving. He was into wet shaving, and I asked him a bunch of questions just because I wasn't enjoying my shaves, and you know, he pointed me in the right direction. He didn't point me to Arco, but my first soap was Arco, but it was the tube. It wasn't the shave stick, but you know, that's why I said past, present, and Arco. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and rinse up, and I'm going to do the alum stick, so I'll be right back.
Okay, so this one's smaller, so you guys are probably wondering what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this right about there. And then we're going to get the dissolve, put that right there. just going to choose something different. Spiral. There we go.
Alum stick, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, so let's go ahead and do the alum stick. Yep, we're doing good. No feedback, except for a little bit right there, but that's fine. It was losing its slickness a little bit, and I kind of went over one spot. That's okay. But it's pretty good shave. So, but yeah, I get good shaves out of the Arco soap, and I know the aftershave balm is going to be pleasant, and it was good shaving with you guys today. So I'm going to finish cleaning everything up, and then I'll be back with the witch hazel and the aftershave balm. So hold on. So hold on. What's up, YouTube? I'm back. Anyway, just rinsed my face off of the alum and cleaned everything up that I needed to clean up, and now we're gonna put on our witch hazel. We got a good shave, no irritation. But it's all about technique. So if you guys have any questions about my technique, or how to learn, how to develop your own grain pattern or anything like that, feel free to comment down below, and I can let you know. Grain pattern, you want to start just going with the grain first, and then when you build more confidence, you realize where your against the grain or across the grain is. I do my against the grain. I used to do across the grain, but I don't like doing too many passes because it irritates my skin, but everybody's different. I like doing 2 passes. So that's what I like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the witch hazel right here. But yeah, my health is a lot better. I'm doing a lot better than I was 10 years ago. So I quit smoking cigarettes, and I've just been living a better quality life. Okay, so that was the witch hazel. Now the Cremo Cooling Post Shave Balm. Just a little bit of it is all we need. There we go. Just a little bit more. There. About like that. That's all you need. But everybody knows I love my menthol, so gotta get it. Gotta get my menthol. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next shave. Take care.
Okay, so we're going to cut this out because we don't need the rest of this there, but I'll play it and just show what I do. I stop the camera. There. That's all I do, so I just sit there and wait. But I delete this. I fade this out while I grab this and put that right there. And we're going to add like a horse clip or something. We haven't done the horse for a while. So we're going to go to sound, or we could do the gallop, I don't know. We could do collie dog barking. Alright, let's see. Horse neighs. So we're going to do the horse neighs. There we go. So of course we need our transition. So we're going to do dissolve right there, and we're going to select curtain. Okay, so we need to add another title clip, but first we need to save everything. So we're going to do past, present, and Arco. So that's what we're going to save it as. So we're almost done. But first we're going to add a title clip. Add title clip. Okay, so we're going to keep that as it is, and we're going to put the text right here. Okay, like. Comment. Share. We're going to move this up. And then we're going to add more text right here, but we're going to make this red or purple. We'll make it purple. We're going to change the size of it to 200. Scribe. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and put this above right here. Just to make this kind of catch a little bit, I'm going to fade it in a little bit.
Take care.
But we're going to add, well, we always add our cartoon or burning TV. Actually, burning TV is what we want. So that is how I edit a video, guys. So the next step is to render, but I'm just going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to save it again. Then I'm just going to show you what render looks like. I hit the render button. I select this. Render project, job quote, scripts. So this is a little different, but yeah. Because it just updated, so we're going to render to file, but we're going to not do it in videos. We're going to go to home, production, Linux, past, present, and Arco. There it is. And now we're going to render the file. Well, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure doing this, but now I'm going to render this file and upload it to YouTube. And if you want, I can do a separate video on how I upload my videos to YouTube. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for letting me share how I edit videos today, and I will see you guys on the next shave. Take care.